All right. It's Sunday. It is. Now I'm really confused. Potentially morning or afternoon or evening, depending on where you live in the world. It doesn't look like my mic is muted. I have a camera and we're only a couple minutes off. So not too bad. I have lots of fun stuff to show you guys today. I can show you the Jug Life resins in big and little size. I have the stablemate and the classic. I also have the traditional juggernaut and little bucker I can show you in comparison so you can see sizing, even though I have a picture up that shows it. It's kind of fun to see it in person. I also have Gabriel. So he is the little drafty guy that I released, the Comtois is how you pronounce it, which is kind of funny. Funny story, my husband has been calling him Kumquat because he's like, there's no way people are going to know that that is Comtois for the name. So anyway, the little bit of French that I know being Canadian and us being taught French when we're in school for the first few years comes in handy sometimes. So Comtois is the name of the little guy. You can call him Kumquat if you want, or Gabriel works too. I also have the painted artist's proof pebble-sized fin to show you guys. His auction will be starting today. I was just getting some photos all sorted out to put in there and getting his ad ready to go. So he was a little bit delayed. I wanted to fix some of his whites and I was unhappy with them. And then I'm kind of fussed with it. And then I decided, I'm going to hold him, even though I know that made a couple of you sad, but he's even better for it. So thank you for your patience. And he's like super sealed on the outside. So that should make him really resilient. And I'm excited to see how the People's Pony does. There's also kind of a fun thing with him, but I will tell you that in a minute. We have lots of people already. Oh my goodness. We have Katie. Hello, Katie. We have Krista. Hello. How are you? We have Kinsey. Hi, Kinsey. I almost said Cindy, and then my brain was like, hold on, do the twisty thing. We have Teresa. Hola, ¿cómo está? We have Jody. Hello, welcome. It's funny, I used to work at a engineering company, and we had a lot of people from different countries, including Venezuelans that worked there, and they'd come by and we'd do the Spanishy thing because they had Spanish lessons. You could learn how to speak them and communicate better within the team if you wanted to. And they would be asking me how I was in Spanish. So, ¿cómo está? And I'd say, super bien, because it's way more fun to say than bien. So, yeah. We have Brenda. Good morning, Brenda. Momo. Hello, Momo. Lindsay. Hello, Lizzie. I have your boy. Holly. Hello. Jody, I love that. Comme toi. Yeah, comme toi. So calm, like communication. Toi, like I can't say that word on the stream. My brain immediately went to the bad one. Toi, like it's also French. My brain was gonna say the French. Toi, like en deux toi, but no. Yes, doesn't work if you don't. Yeah. Anyway, pronunciations. Just call them kumquat. Thank you, Holly. I am doing well. It has been a little bit crazy. Sorry that there wasn't a stream last weekend. It got a little bit nuts. We ended up doing, so there was about a 95% 50% chance that my husband wasn't going to be able to race his truck last weekend. So I was kind of going with the idea that we weren't. And then he stayed up all night, went to bed with me, ended up getting up because he couldn't sleep, working all night to try and finish his truck and get the valve body running. We did take it to the track. We did have enough time to do 2 races that day. It was test and tune, so it was a track rental, so it wasn't racing against people. It was just seeing if the truck would do the thing. And it did 10 seconds in the quarter mile, and like in the 10s, low 10s. And that was with some issues. So there was tons and tons of room for it going faster. It should be easily in the 9s, which is pretty incredible for a 3,500 full weight, big diesel truck. So it is something out of Mad Max. It's pretty wild. And yeah, so I was trying to, trois equals 2. So comme toi. No, Teresa, I hope that's not where you're going. Anyway, we're not going to know the naughty thing. Now you guys are making me blush. Anyway, so I didn't think that the truck was going to be ready. It was ready. Therefore, we couldn't do a stream. I was going to record one earlier this week, and with the club, yeah, the best made plans, right? So I'm here now, and I can show you later on the Medallion Club medallion as well as the 2 artist proofs. I will warn of spoilers before I do it so that the people that don't want to be spoiled can run away. I do not yet have the sticker in hand. I am waiting for that to arrive, so I'll be updating the club members with an email with all your goodies fairly shortly here today, and hopefully those stickers arrive on Monday. We have a postal strike on right now, so that's caused some complications, and I want to show you its cute little donkeyness. So, I don't have the iPad down here, or I could show you the finished thingy. I made him a little bit cuter, so cute. And there will probably be a couple of additionals available for club members to order, which I'll also include in the email if you want extras of the medallion or the sticker. Then we can do it that way. Mine did too, Holly says. Tamarion, hello, welcome. Toi, un, deux, trois. Yeah, what? Yes, trois is 3. Thank you. It is not 2. Oh, there's a question mark after the 2. My brain's like trois too. No. See? Scrambled. We don't know. Nobody knows. So, yeah, anyway, we're not going there. Momo as French, yes. Trois is 3. So, Holly, what kind of truck does he race? It is a Dodge 3500 Cummins diesel. It is large and in charge. It is like rusty colored. He ordered special paint from the UK that had iron in it. And so you apply the iron powder to the whole of the truck. You apply rusting agent to that. So it starts to actually rust on the outside. There's obviously a sealant primer layer, so it's not rusting on the metal. There's a division, but it is actual rust in the paint. And then he sealed it with layers of Perlex and clear coat. So it actually has this cool kind of leathery, sheeny look to it with the rust underneath. It's hard to explain. It's very neat. So Amy made it. Hi, Amy. And Laura made it. Hi. Runs through the stream. As long as you have clothes on. That's good. Just have clothes on. Eats speed parts. It does eat speed parts. We've gone through so many things and we found some manufacturer defects in the parts that we have. So it's been a whole thing. So anyways, had to support my husband. So sorry about not having a stream and sorry about this being a long way of getting to that. I do have exciting news for international customers. Canada Post is down, so that means that I can't ship via Canada Post, and with all the tariff stuff, I wasn't able to ship things via my usual method, which was actually a go-between. It would ship to the US and ship out from there because it was more cost-effective that way, and that was how I was able to keep my US or my international shipping prices kind of more reasonable. That has been no longer available with the tariff stuff, but Netherlands Post, NL Post, is now an option again through another carrier that I use called Stallion. So they have a Canadian hub for all the mail that's coming from and to so like a logistics thing. I won't get too deep into the weeds with it, but just letting you know that that is now an option. It shouldn't technically, in most cases, be a lot additional. It's more comparable to what I was doing before. And that means that I'm not having to ship via UPS and DHL and FedEx, which, as you guys know, as international customers, for those of you that are in the stream or watching this, that you are now not, like, if it's going by normal post, you are less likely to get charged a whole crazy train of brokerage, which is usually like $30 or $40 minimum, plus all your customs fees, plus, right? Might be slightly faster, but Netherlands Post will take it from Canada to wherever the destination it's going, be that Australia, New Zealand, Germany, France, UK, Great Britain, and be able to transfer it from there to your normal post, just like Canada Post would have, and it'll show up in your mailbox the normal way. Tracking's a little less reliable than something like DHL or UPS, but you're saving on your fees, and I haven't, knock on the woods, had really many issues with shipping things through them. So I don't think I've lost, no, there's one box in all the shipping internationally, and I don't know if it was NL Post or if it was APC. But anyways, it is a cost-effective option. You'll still have the option to use FedEx or UPS if you want for more money, but most people don't want to have to pay more. I am trying my hardest to navigate as it's like a video game where the floor is like coming out from underneath you and you're trying to figure out a new way to get around to the like shiny thing at the end that you need. So I am trying my best. I appreciate all of your patience because it is insane. I had to sort out a whole bunch of different macros to get my my Medallion Club stuff sorted because they want so many more line items and they want so much more information and all of this documentation. It's crazy. So anyways, we're doing our best. And the current Medallion Club boxes will not have food items in them because the FDA wants a whole bunch more spreadsheets and forms and declarations of every single item and where it came from and what the ingredients are. So for now, no extra treats that way, but I'm going to put an extra sticker in your boxes to compensate for lack of treats. And I apologize. I know I love putting in treats, but next time, hopefully. Anyway, streak. I'm going to need to post pictures. I think I have shown it in the past. Let me see if I can pull that up here. It is quite the truck. Quite the truck. All right. I will put it up on the screen. Bum. So it looks like something out of Mad Max. It has a custom-made bumper on the front that he welded that kind of looks like a train. And then right now the hood isn't finished, but we were doing fiberglassing on it. And that you can kind of see the rust paint a little bit. It coats the whole truck, and then it has it's like a red copper flake Perlex in it, and then a dark brown Perlex in it. And it is a full weight 3500, so it's not a racing weight truck. Otherwise, it would be significantly faster in the quarter mile, but 9 seconds isn't bad for a full weight truck. So that is my husband's truck. It is a thing. We'll call him the streak. So at this point, we're not sure if Canada Post is going to come back online or not. It's looking like they might actually go insolvent. So please don't send boxes here. At least for the meantime, because we don't have a postal system and we might not actually have a postal system. They are talking about options for privatization and maybe the government buying it out and bailing it out entirely. It's kind of a government company, but not really at the same time. So, and it's losing millions and millions of dollars. Not great. So, and the union is trying to, it's just a bad situation. So please don't send packages my way. That also means that I can't accept returns that are coming back, whether that's bounce back of mail. I won't get that for a while. I know that I had at least one sticker bounce back from an international location, and it took months to get back here. So if you're not getting something, please let me know, because I won't be able to get that back anytime soon. Amy says, "Oh my God, the new medallion, I need it." I know, isn't it exciting? And it's so cool that I was able to do the painted versions. I'm so excited to show you. That has to be at the end though, so I will show that at the end because I'm excited. And I think it helps to see something with color on it. You can see the potential. And I had a vision in my brain. Both of them weren't supposed to have that effect that I did on them, but I couldn't help myself, and it looked like chocolate afterwards. So then I extra couldn't help myself. Lizzie, it happens. This stuff is out of your control. We'll be okay till things settle out. So US shipments aren't as affected other than letter mail. So Sticker Club, I am shipping through our lovely Teresa, an intermediary, most likely, if this doesn't clear up in the next few days, which it's not looking like it will. I'm going to send her a box of all of your stickers to send out, and then they will be distributed from her place. So thank you, Teresa, because she's awesome. Otherwise, there's no other way to send mail unless I drive to the US, which it's only a 3 or 4 hour drive from here to the border, so I could do that. But yeah, anyway, crazy train. The things that I do. It's like business yoga. How flexible can I be? Pivot. Teresa says, "I think we'll survive without snacks for now." Okay, you guys make sure you take care of yourselves, because I can't send snacks for a minute. Jody, my hips don't need the snacks, even though my brain does. I know, and I try. It's like Halloween. Anyway, deep breath. Katie says, "I understood the reference. It was brought up on Ray Stevens." I missed a reference to something Katie said. What did Katie say a thing? Streak. Oh, okay. Here is one of the photos of our lovely Finio. This one. So this is the Finn. He's pretty. He's the one that everybody voted on for People's Choice. It is a swap. Why? It's saying my chat crashed. Oops, I lost all my chat. Okay, well, I can't see what you guys are doing yet. Anyway, this is the silver. Wait, no, smoky. Look what you guys did to my brain with this color. Smoky black pearl Tobiano, finished in pebble scale. So that's in about venti size. You guys can't see my hand motions, but I'm still doing them. So pretend like I'm doing it in your head. And I added a little pop of that fiery color to his mane and tail. He does match up pretty well with the reference that I used, because you guys voted on it, so I tried to keep it as close as possible. Little bit of dirtying and coloring in his feathers, because super show white just didn't feel right. He needed a little bit, like he's hanging out in the field, but he's still glistening because he's gorgeous. I will show you that. Replace it. That mane. So the mane on the other side has the pretty orangey, yellowy tones to it. The little stripe of white from where his Tobiano marking is. All of his markings have the herring around them, with tiny little hair by hair details. Let's swap this out again. Oops. What? It's trying to do things that I'm not asking it to. Don't do the thing. He's got little tiny hoofies. Show you a hoofy with little frogs, frog details, hoofy details. He's got, I haven't edited these photos, so I apologize for. Here's another close-up of feathering and feetses. And then more feathering and feetses. I love his feet and I love his feathers. This is a nice thing with drafts, is you can add in a whole bunch of extra feathers and hair. Everything needs to be hair. It's like Cousin It. Here's some close-ups of his markings. And I'll be adding all of these to his auction and up on the website. I'm just getting that up and running right after the streams. Are you guys yelling at me in the chat? There's a shoulder marking, and I did use different Tobiano references from the actual body color. I didn't want it to be as easily replicable, right? I think that somebody did do that particular reference before. Okay, this isn't... Here, hold on 1 second. I will do the thing. Oh, here's his little... There's the bottom of his feet is there. I'm just going to flip around and grab that guy. Give me 1 second and I'll make this a little bit better for you, so you can see his other side. And then I'll go back to me. Saving the picture, swapping it out. So he does have pink bitses and tiny little feet. All his feet are detailed. He is done in pigments and pastels. This is his other side. You can see the hair just gives it that nice pop of intensity. I'm definitely happy with how the markings and everything turned out. So hopefully you guys like it. The color was insane to try and do and get really subtle, and it was a big challenge, but one I was super excited for, because I probably wouldn't have picked that color if left to my own devices. I probably would have totally steered right around it, but you guys picked. I can't even remember how many votes. I'll have to put that in the auction, because I think it was over 800 people reacted to that post, if not more. Way more saw it. I'll have to put like the total views, because it was insane. It went crazy viral for whatever reason. People got excited. So we have to get excited about the pony. Put them up. Finish them and stuff. I'm going to probably do some sort of thing like that again, where I have you guys vote on the color and get to pick what I create, because it's super fun. I don't know. If you guys like it, let me know, because I think it was kind of cool. And I'm glad you guys like it. Lizzie says I'll be selling my soul for him, hands down. Oh, and did I get a good up-close picture of his eyeball? Here, let me zoom in on that. And fun fact, so when I might get a better picture of his face, but this is one for now at least. So you guys can see what his face looks like. And he's real eyeball. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Hold on. Now there's 2 of them. Why is there 2 of them? Remove. Make bigger. No, that's not that much bigger. So he's got his cool colored eyeball, which was also a challenge. And then the really subtle pinking in the eye and the mouth. You can see his little whisker bumps pop out. I did some shading in around there. He's just super cool. I'm very excited. There's part of me that wants to keep him, but I know that I would be like, there'd be pitchforks and torches at my door. So I won't. Don't worry, Lizzie. Don't come arrest me or anything. You're like, the fun place will come and they will take you away. Not allowed to have fun or keep ponies, because that's also too much fun. So I'm going to edit those photos, put them up in the auction. I will email everybody once it's live. It should be live within the next couple of hours, I'd imagine, unless something crazy goes sideways. There's always technology. Hi, Karen. Hello. So yeah, that was my pony in a color I've never done before. So kind of cool. And funny story. So when I first created the mold for Peter Stone, it was still owned by Peter and Lane, and I can show you guys in person. We picked the kind of romantic feeling Vanner pose. I wanted it to kind of be like something out of a fairy tale, or like the horse that you would imagine as a kid that would come out of the woods and whisk you away on adventures and fairy tales. And I wanted him to be romantic. The one I covered, which in the Peter Stone OF plastic version, the hair all comes off. It's all separately cast. That's why they can do all the customizations that they do really easily. And why he has another eyeball on the other side of his face. This is definitely concerning for most, like if you were to do something for Briar, that didn't have that piece removable, he wouldn't have an eye on that side, so you couldn't do anything with it. But through the magic of technology, we were able to do a removable forelock that fits over that eye. And so I wanted him to be romantic, so the hair kind of across his eye, and it's just flowing and curly and wonderful. And he's just that like Fabio Romeo type, right? So his working name the whole time I was working on him was actually Romeo for me. Stone hadn't picked the name at that point. I didn't have a say in the name that they picked. They ended up going with Finn. But because his working name was originally Romeo, this boy's Romeo because he had to be. He's the first artist proof. So, yeah. So this is Romeo in his weird, smoky, pearly, his like smoky. It works. And I have to say it like that, apparently, because my brain. But yeah, super cool. I'm excited to see who he ends up with and how he does, because I think he's kind of fun. And that color probably will never be replicated again because that was really hard. And I used crazy colors that I didn't even think that I would use in his coat. It was wild. I know that it can be an artistic adventure, and I didn't write them down, so I don't have a way to replicate it perfectly. So unless I manage to somehow figure it out, that will be probably the only one of that color that I do. Thank you guys. Lizzie is laughing. So yeah, that is the thing. His name is kind of cool. I'm glad that I got to revisit that because I kind of secretly really wanted him to be named Romeo, but that wasn't in the cards, so it worked out. Kinsey says we have a horse in my barn called Romeo. He's 32 and the sweetest thing. I love it. I love how good your little boy's coming along. Your buddy is the coolest thing. Kinsey got a Mustang, and she's been posting about her adventures in training him and like herself and getting him used to different things. And it's so cool to watch that relationship develop. So I love it. Keep posting. I love it. So yeah, that's that. I have, speaking of handsome hunks, this is Gabriel. So in head scale, kind of comparable actually. Oops. In the grand scheme of things. So he's kind of venti-ish, really. But technically pebbles or little bits is kind of the equivalent. And this is the one that I did all the crazy braiding on. He's got his crazy braids, and then the little raffia tufts at the top, and then the raffia at the bottom with the little knot. Lots and lots of wrinkly, wonderful details to play with there. They will be shipping out on Monday to the Alps, him and Little Jug Life, because you need Little Jug Life. Chris was like, you need to make a rap song. I'm like, no, I can't rap. It's like, you should do it anyways. I'm like, oh, do like a little rap song about the Jug Life. It'd be hilarious. I would die. He's got super, super sweet yet serious face. And then his forelocks split on either side. I took a lot of time trying to get his face really happy. So I am excited to see him all painted up. And his little whip. And his neck wrinkles. He has a little bit of feathering. Not tons and tons. And he was more based on the historical Comtois, where they were more farming horses. They've lightened the breed a little bit in some of the modern contexts. And you end up with, they're kind of similar to the Ardennes. They're actually related to them, I guess, in the breeding. And very, very cool. It's a more rare pony. His little bum groove. More of a rare breed of drafty. I think the Ardennes definitely has more, and you could be a little bit flexible in your breed choice with them. They do come in roans, and they seem to have a silvery bay thing going on within their gene pool, which looks really, really cool. Some of the references that I have are really fun. Let's see if I have one here that's easy to show off. So this is one of the big historical boys that I was using as a reference. Just like chonk and wonder. So exciting. I love it. Like, you can see me get excited. It's like it's a drafty. I'll make it bigger for you guys so you can see it. Dun, dun, dun. And then what else? They do have, pardon moi, as my phone was not on silent, and it is always on silent. You can get some really cool silvery bay colors going on in the gene pool, so that'll give you customizers and painters something fun to play with. They're just so sweet. There's an example of the colors braided into the hair there. I love it. Love it. Love it. Bum, 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 bum. There was another, like, they're little bums. I just love their bums. Look at the bums, the little tufts on them. Goodness. This will get me kicked off YouTube, I'm sure. There's certain things you're not allowed to talk about. And another option, if you wanted to kind of breed swap, there's the Ardennes, which would be kind of your heavier, stockier build. Also Roan in their bloodlines. And then the Sumsky would also be an option if you wanted to switch it up for the breed. And they are a Russian breed, I believe. They're kind of cool with some other fun colors in the gene pool. Super, super neat. So it gives you options. You can play with it. Feel free to rip his hair off and customize him. As always with my sculptures, I love it when people do that, so please do. Or add hair on top. It wouldn't be hard to just go and add a double mane on him. Everybody's excited. I'm so excited. Oh, Lizzie used to ride a Romeo in college. That's awesome. Let's just, you can't have a horse named Romeo and it not be like magic. Magic. I mean, the like one where he's throwing glitter, the meme or the gif. I know, I love the chunky too. You guys are so excited. And thank you. I'm excited to see what he looks like in resin because I think those braids are going to translate really, really cool. I'm very, very excited. So he is headed off Monday to the Alps along with our little Jug Life buddy. So he's the one that I posted the pictures of for the detailing. And you can see there that it remains pretty true to form for the big guy. So what I end up doing, I posted about this earlier, is I've got this big Cintiq monitor here. It's got a pen and everything. So it's big enough to hold a traditional size horse on screen. So I take my scans, because the scans, when you scan a horse, it actually, they can't get into all the grooves 100%. So you end up with these, it softens all the details, if that makes sense. And if you don't go back in and redetail the scans, which takes hours. So I understand that not a lot of people do it. I might be one of the only ones that does, because it's just a giant pain in the butt. And it helps if you are the scanner, or you can at least do the 3D sculpting end of things, and not all the artists do the 3D sculpting computer stuff. But it means that you end up with all of your details really, really crisp in all the sizes. So they're crisp in micro, they're crisp in classic, and you see it more kind of in the bigger scales than you do in the little scales. So venti, through, if you're enlarging something, you see it a lot more. And some artists will take their 3D print master and go in and resculpt things. So that's also an option. But it's kind of nice, because otherwise you start losing your veining, you start losing all the crispness in the face, all the wrinkles. So I just like making sure that you guys have the best canvas that I can give to you, even though my poor camera's like, you lie. But he's super cute. So in head scale, he's like edible sized. And his base is different, which helps him be differentiated from any other juggernauts when you're taking photos of them, because the details are so crisp. Sometimes people get confused as to what size they are. So it is a heart-shaped base versus, and I don't have an unpainted one, but I have a painted one, versus the traditional kind of round oblong-y base. So that's the difference in the basins. This one looks like that one character. I can't remember his name, but Jen Ulp, as soon as I sent it to her, was like, oh my God, that looks like the big red thing from Looney Tunes. You guys are going to help my brain because my brain can't do it. That is him next to Little Bucker. So Little Bucker was mirrored compared to the original, and both Little Jug Life and Jug Life are the same orientation. So you can see. Actually, maybe I'll hold them the same way. They're so cute kicking each other. So this is proper stablemate scale, 1/32. He'd measure in at somewhere in about 15 hands, 15.2, I think is what I measured him at. And then this guy is not venti. He is kind of curio-ish. And no, there will not be a biter of his size to go along with him. That I'm not putting anyone through that again. So, in case anybody's asking. Kind of fun. But you can see even in, so similar idea, all these are redetailed. So you get really, really crisp details. They paint up really, really nice. All the veins are there. All the eyeballs are there. This one's painted by Carolyn Boydston because she's awesome. And then the Jug Life. So this is where you'd see a lot of the detailing kind of whisking away, but you can see it's definitely there. And it's a pain in the butt, but hopefully you guys think it's worth it. So there's this guy. He is the classic version. He does look quite large. It's because of his extended pose. The traditional guy was a large traditional. So he is significantly bigger when you put them side by side. But this guy still makes a punch and he still stands out on a table. So I think it'll be fun for all of you that wanted one that weren't able to get one of the original very limited 110 piece runs of that guy. And this guy's painted by Carolyn as well. She was kind enough to do a gray for me. So super fun. In head scale, definitely bigger than my head. He's like a head and a half almost because he's all stretched out. All of the painted artist proof medallions and micros have all shipped. Their auctions are done. So thank you to all the people that had bid on those guys. I don't have them to show off, or I would. And this is kind of nice too, because he's a good size and a good weight to be painting. When you get into the bigger guys, they're a little bit, especially because he's so long, he's gangly to ship. This will keep him kind of traditional scale for shipping boxes and be a little bit easier to manipulate and less surface area to paint. So classic's kind of nice. And if you guys really like the classic scale, then maybe I will do more of that. And then their bases are same idea. These are made out of epoxy, so they're not going to be exactly the same between Little Jug Life and Jug Life, with some footprints in there in the dirt. Should be fun. It's fun to see the whole family all lined up. Just have like the ultimate conga of all of the kicking ponies kicking. Da, 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 da. There's the conga. So yeah, super fun. That's the reference. Oh, did I steal the reference you were going to use, Lizzie? What was used in the making. So super fun. Talking about horse butts is like talking about Fight Club. Pretty much. We don't talk about Fight Club. Especially not on YouTube because we can get kicked off. Gossamer! That's it! Thank you, Katie. The base looks like Gossamer. Base. I should have it here. Hold on. It would be... Nope. I don't have it there. Hang tight. I'll pull it up on the screen. Then you guys can see what I'm talking about. Chamois green. Gossamer! Kinda. Red. It was more red in the photos. It's more brown here, but super cute. Anyway. Fun fact. It should be lots of fun to paint him. I think he's gonna make a lot of people happy, which is very, very exciting. And I'm very grateful for all of your support. So I know people have been asking forever for Juggernaut, and it's been so hard to keep it a secret. I even added him as kind of an Easter egg to all of the Medallion Club newsletters that were going out that my logo had the little Juggernaut on them, and almost all my logos have been swapped over to the one with the little Juggernaut on them for quite a few months now. It's been in the works for a while. He was the one that I was making the coconut pony sounds with, so I can't not. And then I had hinted at the 7-year anniversary in a post that I made a couple weeks back. So sometimes I give you guys Easter eggs. You don't know when and where, but I do. So yeah. And I know a lot of people missed out on the original 110-piece run. So hopefully this, and obviously the people that were lucky enough to snag the China version will have their very own Juggernauts to hang out with. So yay! The editions are all open until December 15th. That means that you have until then to order. If you want to order more than one through that period, they're more than welcome to. If you want to pay in full for some of them, or one of them to get one right away and then have some others on time payments, you're welcome to do that too. Time payments will start 6 months after when you, well, technically when I invoice you, but when you decide to commit to your order and put your deposit down, that's about the 6-month window starts then. Sometimes it's give or take a week. If I invoice you late, I add that week on there. But plan for about 6 months. If you need longer, let me know. And if you want to combine things, let me know. Yeah, it's always fun. But this is like the people's year. So I did the people's pony in our little Romeo boy here. And then I heard your calls for wanting drafties. So we have drafties. And I heard your excitement about the Juggernauts and wanting them forever. So we have the new Juggies. You never know what you might see pop up because you entered something into a survey or you have been asking me for ages. So keep speaking because I am listening. Super conga. All the congas. It's like a juggy ladder to Stairway to Heaven. Let's see. Custom little bucker. Ooh. I am removing the troll on YouTube. Apologies for whoever was on that side. Let's see. You know you're doing well when you have trolls on YouTube. How about your real horses? Or how are your real horses? I only have one real horse, only Turbo. And he's been doing well for the last couple weeks. I haven't been able to see him, so I need to go out and say hi to him again. But he's all fluffy and chubby for the winter, so we're going to have to get back into work and using that saddle. And both of us losing a couple pounds because the fall is coming and our bodies are preparing. I know you guys know how that goes. And then the other pony, I guess, in Nash, he's doing really, really well. He's settling in. We'll actually have had him. His gotcha day is Tuesday, October 7th. So he will have been with us for a year, which is crazy. He's been my logo on my website. I am a bamboozler, indeed, Teresa. So yeah, that is ponies. I do have other artist proofs and things, painted things that are in progress, including the artist proofs for the new medallion. That'll pop up here and there. I will post the link for when Romeo goes live today, and then update club members with an email in a few hours, hopefully here. And then, is there anything else I need to tell you guys before I do the thing? Spoilers! Spoilers! I know! It's crazy that it's been a year with Nash Potato. He's like the best dog ever. He's so good. Still not so cool around the horses. He doesn't like that the horse takes me and whisks me away in directions he can't go. Or that I pet the horse or give the horse cookies or attention at all. So we are working on that. He's getting along super well with the lizard, though, which is kind of funny. So they kind of hang out and boss each other around. Nash will go and sniff him, and Blue will give him a tap with his tail. Literally that big of a tap. He just goes, it's like, you behave there, dog. It's so funny. But anyway. I will show the new medallion. I just want to leave that to the end. Oh, I do have a box to open. Yes. Hold on. Lizzie sent me a box. It literally arrived the day the postal system went on strike. So I will open this, and then I will show you guys what I did for the medallion. And then you can see the artist proofs, which I have pictures of. And I was told not to look at the thingy, so I looked at the thingy. I can't believe the timing of it, though. It arrived, and I was like, oh no, it's gonna get stuck. I got a note. She says she saw this and thought of me. Plus, it's ambidextrous. Comes with a few friends. One holds a secret that's only revealed in the dark. Aw. Thank you, Lizzie. Okay, I don't want to break it. There's a lot of bubbles. Bubbles. Oh. It's always fun getting mail. We don't do birthdays or Christmas. Like, we do birthday dinner, but we don't do gifts. So, I don't get goodies very often. Box! I know. I'm so excited. Katie says Maggie's gotcha day was the 4th. Aw! They're both October gotchas. That is the amount of coffee I require. I love that. Look at that. It says today will be magical. I love that. Like, set the mood. So it's either like Grumpy Stitch. That just did weird things to my voice. It bounced it back in my face. The Grumpy Stitch mug of like, rawr! Or, what am I thinking about? Good dot. It says made in New York. Microwave and dishwasher safe. I will make my day magical by filling this with the most coffee and deeming it so. I'm actually wearing, as I take my shirt off, making magic happen on my shirt. So it's perfect. I love it. And then there's other little pumpy things. I like all the foam. I don't know why. My brain just likes foam. It's a thing. There it is. Oh no! I haven't got one of these guys yet. Thank you, Lizzie. And I love the blue. The blue is my favorite. I almost forgot about him. I would have forgotten and then never gotten one. Thank you. I love the sparkles. I don't normally like their glitter in the hair, but that's ridiculous. So that's the sea glass version of Fireheart. Thank you. I definitely needed him. I just got the holographic one, and then my brain was like, we're done. And I forgot about him. So thank you. He's cool. He reminds me of the toys that I used to get when I was a kid. You'd go to like the arcade, and they'd be the clearware. He's got a bubble in his butt. I love that he has a bubble in his butt. That's his official name. He can be Bubble Butt. Bubble Butt. Ooh, my farts! He's a Appaloosa. Oh, he's cute. He might actually be nicer than the one I have. We'll have to check. I love when they do the splatter spots, because that's kind of when I started in the hobby, when there's lots of little stablemates with the splatter type spots. The new ones that they have that are perfectly mapped onto there is kind of cool, but there's something to say about splatter. It might have been Lisa Frank that did that to me. So thank you. I'm so excited. I totally forgot, and that is magical. He like shimmers like crazy, and I'm not. Actually, funny story. So my first medallion I ever made was the Flying Free medallion, and I did a run of them for the barn that I was riding at. I was just taking lessons, and I made this medallion. It was the jumper. Everybody was super excited. I was like excited for my medallion to be the prize at the show. And what ended up happening is they took all of my blank medallions and slapped glitter glue all over them. I was mortified because they were trying to just make them look prettier, not realizing that it wasn't just like a dollar store horse thing that you can slap glitter glue all over. It like rocked my artistic soul a little bit. Still does to this day. And so I've had a thing against glitter in manes and tails, but this is the redeeming pony with his little bubble butt. So cool. Oh, it's a glow one. Hold on. Hold the phone. Let's see. I have a thing somewhere. Oh, he glow. And it would be easier if that was off. Oh yeah, he glow. That's cool. Ah! The sea glass one doesn't though. I check. But my nails do. It's the thing. You put like UV polish on them to try and protect them, otherwise they destroy them and then they glow. Just kind of fun. But so does he. That's awesome. I have glow one. You did say in the note that something glowed, and I didn't listen. All right. On that note, I don't think there's other updates on things. For anybody who ordered, I am still working through getting confirmations sent out. I haven't sent out time payment invoices yet. The club timing and the medallion decided to be extra uncooperative. So yeah, that was the thing. But anyways, I am getting time payment invoices out for everybody. Don't worry. I'll give you extra time on the invoices to compensate for the time that it takes me to get them out. So an extra week. And send confirmations out. I will be figuring out shipping timelines soon here. Everybody's going to get molded right away, and we'll start casting and working through. It'll be cool. I'm very excited. And then that will give you guys a better timeline as to what we should kind of expect for where we are. If you order and like when you go to the website, you'll be able to kind of see how long it'll take ish, if that makes sense. Does my brain make sense? I don't know anymore. So if you need to leave and you don't want spoilers, leave now. I would be spoiling the club medallion, so run away. This is... I'll show the picture first. Dun, 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 dun. Spoiler coming in 3, 2, 1. No? What? Where did my thing go? Stop screen sharing. Start screen sharing. There we go. So, not that it made it much bigger. That is the sticker. It has a few edits from there. I made some changes to it, but it is a cute baby donko. There will be a couple extras. I should hopefully have them Monday. And then these are the peaks. So the little eyeball. Seductive look. This was getting people a little bit confused. They're like, I don't understand what that is. And then there was boo-boos. Many boo-boos. And then that. What is that supposed to be other than hair? And then the reveal is Ness. So a lot of you guys have been asking for a Kelpie from me for a while. And here it is. I went on the less grotesque version of it because I know you can get like the fangs and the intensity. I know not everybody's a fan of that. So I was erring on the side of it can still be a real horse, but it is a Kelpie with its seductive look and magical bubbles. So she's got a cool look in her eye. The bubbles are kind of fun. And then all the hair is kind of floating on the top of the water, which is kind of a fun effect. And then so here are the artist's proofs. So this is the realistic one done in a bay blanket Appaloosa. And then as soon as I added the drips, it looks like chocolate. So it just messed my brain right up. And then in the video, I'm moving the light so you can kind of see the shimmer on the water effects. The water effects are a clear UV resin that I've cured over top of the paint to give it kind of that drippy look. Because I wanted it to look like she's emerging from the water, and it was in my head. Couldn't get it out. So the dripping water effect you can kind of see there. And then this is the more fantastical Kelpie version, showing that you can do her realistic, or you can do her in a fantasy version, has the glowing eye, because I love that effect. And then the dripping as well. And it's cool with this one because there's so much Perlix in the paint that the matte spray kind of takes out. The dripping of the UV resin actually brings all the Perlix back out. So it's like magical dripping. Oh, it's so fun. I can show you those in person as well. They might not look as good in the photos, or might not look as good as they do in the photos. And then you can see the bubbles there. I've actually added these glass bubbles that you can get. I think I got these ones on Temu. They are glass little beads, and they're of different sizes. And I just UV resin them right on top of where the bubbles are. And if you put glitter in there, it would make it extra fantastic. But I did not. And Teresa tried to convince me, but I want to leave well enough alone for now. But that's what makes the bubbles extra bubbly there. And same thing went for the realistic version. You can kind of see here how extra colorful they look. And I added blue underneath, which the blues really brought things out and kind of reflected in the bubbles there. Whereas there's greens underneath, and you can kind of see that it's more green. So super fun. I think you guys will enjoy her. It'll be fun to see what people do, because you could take it a more fantastical route, give her antlers, give her a horn. You could put seaweed in her hair. You could do all sorts of things. It could be like lava inspired, ice inspired. There's many directions you could take it. You could take her more druidy, woodsy, and add more nature in there. Someone like Shelley will probably do some really cool stuff with it using her paintings in the background. But yeah, you can see that light across the surface. It's kind of fun. So hopefully you guys think that's cool. I don't know if they will be for sale or not, the artist proofs. For now, I'm keeping them. I haven't used the UV resin on top before, and I want to make sure it's all stable and good to go before I decide to do anything with them. But I can show you them in person. So that is the realistic Appy version, and you can really see all the drippies on it. I even put like big drips in some areas. And it's going to want to focus only on my face, because that is how that works. Come on. And the bubbles there are so cool. and they really catch the light, which is kind of fun. And she does stand. So it can stand on your desk. It can stand when it's drying, which is kind of nice. It is definitely fun. She definitely reminds me of chocolate. Very chocolatey pony. And the light is just not working out very well. And then she does have a blue eye, that one. And the crazy one, which does light up UV. So all of the green parts light up. Just kind of cool. You can see the shimmery of the wet there. Turn this guy back on. Was definitely fun to paint. I definitely need to try and do this again. It is super cool. But it gives you an idea of some of the potentials for her. So hopefully you have fun with it. So those are the spoilers. That's all I got for spoilers for now. I have to keep the rest of it to myself. It has been fairly busy in the studio. Like I said, I do have a whole bunch of artist proofs and other painted things. I'm trying to sneak those in there in between things. And soon we'll be busy with the Juggy casting, or I'll be busy with the Juggy casting of the big guy. I'm doing him in-house, so he'll be going into mold stuff starting on Monday, or at least the clay will be starting on Monday, and then I will be getting those out as fast as possible, which would be kind of cool. So far it only looks like we have a few months wait. So it's not too bad. I should be able to, with kind of casting, we're caught up on everybody, couple of bombuses to go out, and then time payment orders for Betty Boops. But other than that, the Ulps are doing the 2 little guys, so they'll be taking care of that and shipping them fairly quickly. So I anticipate at this point it'll be under a year, and in most cases, depending on what their schedule looks like, a few months. So it'll be going pretty quick, which would be kind of nice. And then I do have the sticker pages up on their websites, so you can see what the stickers are going to look like. And once I get those in hand, they will come with little stickers of the sunglasses, because I can't help myself. And then the next Medallion Club box for all of you Medallion Club people and Sticker Club people will be the People's Choice. So you voted on what the combination of features would be for the medallion and for the sticker, and I have a really fun plan for the sticker with a different supplier that I haven't used before, because they have a different technique that I am very excited to try out. So hopefully it works for the sticker, because I have plans that will be wonderfully fantastic. So that's all I can say for now. I will email the newsletter and post to socials once Romeo is live. That should be fairly quickly here, and then updating club members. And then I will see you guys next Sunday. Probably, unless anything goes crazy, probably the earlier normal time, so 10:30-ish Mountain Standard Time. All right. I love you guys. I will see you next Sunday, and post some goodies throughout the week. And if you have any questions, any issues, anything, let me know. Don't feed the trolls between now and then. They're still on the diet. The ones that you feed are the ones that breed. And I had to say it in an accent, so why not? So if you want more of the trolls, you feed the trolls. If you want more of the not trolls, then you feed the not trolls. So make sure to spend your food rations wisely. And I will see you next Sunday. Take care. Chip, chip, cheerio.